I kicked it with drug addicts.
Yeah, man. We're back, man. BSideShow.net.
You spied on drug
we
addicts.
do every Monday night. This is our Wednesday forum show. And, man, I think we could actually make a reality show out of the background footage we got, man. Or the off-air stuff. We need to talk about that, though, man. How important is it to kind of tell your own story when you are making music or whatever? I mean, there's storytelling songs where you talk about something you see or what someone's going through, but the comparison I'm making is to nowadays, like everybody's they're a drug dealer or they're a killer, and when you meet them, you know that's not them. Like that ain't them.
Right.
What do you think about that in hip hop?
Well, I can tell you right now, there's a lot of phoniness. But I was a drug addict, and then when you met me, I really was that drug addict, and I have a movie to back it. You know what I mean? It's out of control. You know what I mean? And we were talking about reality, like people nowadays, it just evolved that way because it's new media. As cell phones evolved and the internet evolved, eventually music needs to be paired with an image, with something visual. So all things started gelling together. So, you know, people want to see real stuff. So that's where this whole reality thing had a boom, dude. But as far as I'm concerned, it's to the benefit of anybody. You shouldn't be ashamed of who you are, because if you put yourself out there, then I for myself looked at myself and said, you know what, I'm gonna do something better. And that's what it happens.
It's two things when it comes to making a record that come in mind for me, and that is your story and his story. Meaning, obviously, he just broke down your story, whatever you're about, what you've been through, this, that, and the other. I still believe in theme albums where one song leads you into the next, into the next, and
right,
the next.
exactly.
You can check my work. My shit does that. But I might go from a story of something that I've experienced personally on down into, like, I feel like I'm a great narrator. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about narration. When I talked about Recycled Assassins in, 98 or whatever, that was a story of cats that I know that get down like that. So, I'd like to point out, man, that I keep it within the realms of reality, other than when I'm on my Black Viking shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, Black Viking is like about as fantasy as it gets for me, but that's just in the realm of just bars and, MCs. We understand that and we want that. But as far as anybody's like, man, why don't you talk about something I can relate to? It's the stories that I've been through, and then there's the things that I've seen people do, and it keeps it quite real, and it takes up my time enough to where I don't have to focus on doing anything about Bentleys or, things I really don't have or don't aspire to get, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people are tripping now because they see people like Kendrick Lamar and Schoolboy Q that, like, they're getting you to notice, like, even dude said it in his Control rhyme, like, I'm not about the material stuff, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of people out there like that, you know what I'm saying, just wanting to tell you a story, and that's probably why Kendrick Lamar is in the great ones, or his last album you feel is a classic or whatever, is because he's basically giving you stories that he's been through or somebody else has been through.
Hey, but let me ask you a question. You mentioned the Black Vikings. Is Flavor remember? Because he did.
Nah,
he is the first. He is the first black nigga to rock a Viking hat.
He is, but he was a little too smoked out to lift the sword, though.
I know, but technically, you might appear to be biting him.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm not biting him at all.
I'm just saying, if not, make him a member.
I'm not biting him
at all. Because he wore the Viking hat before any smoke crack. He's the blackest nigga I've ever seen in a Viking hat. I've never seen a nigga in a Viking hat.
Yeah.
But not only is he the first one.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the hat though. I'm not talking about the hat. I'm talking about the attitude. Like,
but everyone knows a Viking by his hat.
Yeah, exactly. But
I mean, I've never. If you say Viking to me, I see a Minnesota Vikings. I see the fucking horns. I see that.
Right, but you'll never see.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Really, unless we can find one in time.
Remember that shit?
You'll never see one in a real Black Viking though.
World of Warcraft.
That's why I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, at the end of the day, that's about as fantasy as that gets. You know what I'm saying? World of Warcraft, exactly. Because at the end of the day, you know.
You guys should put out a video game then.
No, it's all vocal.
Shit.
It's all damaging. Like it's really
You know
based,
what kind of damage?
It's really
Speaking
based.
of damage,
it's really based on the strength of like somebody like Thor or some shit like that. It's just all swinging hammers.
You know how
man.
much damage you could do to someone on stage with one of those Viking hats? Rhyming, serve him with a rhyme, and then gouge his ass. Ah!
Do a stage dive head first.
Yes,
Yeah.
and catch two people.
I'm gonna have to leave
2
that
for
to
1.
Flavor Flav, man.
2 for 1. Stage dive with a Viking
I
hat.
do fitteds, bro. I do fitteds, maybe a few snapbacks.
Hey, dog.
That's about it.
We need to get in a reality. This would be a dope ass behind the scenes reality show right now, man. This is it was cracking.
Yeah, no
man.
Viking hats, man. Just you know. See, J Swift is a lot of comedy. Like, that's what makes him who he is. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have comedy. Check out my albums. Anything I've done, you're gonna laugh. There's not a lot of seriousness going on in there.
Hey, go ahead, man.
You know where the seriousness is? In my casket. Y'all want to catch some seriousness? Come to my grave. That's where it'll be nice and quiet.
Pretty serious.
Dark and gloomy. Dark and gloomy. All that shit.
Oh man.
In the Popeye, with the Popeye shirt on too, man. That would be dope.
DJ on my fucking shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
This for y'all, man. I came for this. This is a b-boy occasion. Plus, I knew this guy was gonna be here, and I didn't know if he had his handcuffs on deck. I might be coming out. I was like, am I gonna be leaving out of here free or in handcuffs?
I'm telling you. Like, see, I used to live with this cat, man. I'm telling you,
we used to call him Axel Foley.
Yeah, when I would walk in the house, dude, like literally, he would run out the back door after flushing his crack rock. Like every time when I walked in the front, it was just crazy.
It wasn't me. That was Negro Knievel.
It's just
he
like
assumed
this,
my personality. He's not.
It's this biasness when you just like, you know. I try to tell him I just want to kick. I don't care, man. I don't care about the rocks. I'm your friend. I don't care.
It's all good.
It's all good,
yeah,
man.
I'll be here, man.
He would flush him anyway, though.
Negro Knievel told me about that before he died. All right, that nigga's dead. All right, he told me you were there. He thought he was going to jail, all that shit.
I was there.
I said, Montage is the homie. He's a b-boy. He
tried to give me.
He only looks like a cop. He
tried to give me the drug test, like the cop drug test, like, you know, just because I didn't smoke a crack rock, then I was a cop, dog. Like, so I've worn that.
You like to get wet.
I've worn that title ever since, man.
Oh, I tried to sleep you.
Sorry,
some weed.
Seriously though, man, I'm not.
You thought it was some crack in that weed?
I'm sorry, dude. I just didn't want to hit it, dog. It was. I didn't want to take that movie one more hit that
it wasn't
serious,
me.
bro.
It wasn't me, dude. That was that guy. He's
I'm
gone.
just saying, apologize to Negro Knievel for me, man.
He's dead. I'll go to when I bring flowers to his grave. It's a closed casket in my album. You guys will know about that. It'll be out at the end of the year. The Adventures of Negro Knievel. His whole life and death.
Well, go ahead and talk about that, man, because we want to run around the table, see what everybody's doing, what you guys got going on, man.
Well,
let them know.
That's it right now. Fat House Records. That's the next thing. Negro Knievel. He was alive for about 7 years, wreaking havoc, doing drugs, all kind of mayhem, pimping, nonsense, drug use, just bad, vile shit. But he had good rhymes, and I, J Swift, was able to capture those rhymes while he was alive, and I put together an album. That's what I did, and it's coming out. The first single is called Home From Work. This is a panel, and plus we chilling, and this is my boy from back in the day. We from the same neighborhood anyway, same city. So, but, you know, that's what I got going. Plus, we working on Bizarre Ride 1. You know, it's Bizarre Ride to the Far Side. Now we're working on Bizarre Ride 1. Backwards is the only way forwards. That's me, Fat Lip, Slim Kid Trey, LHJ, and K-Nat. That's my crew. I love y'all niggas. We've been on tour. We done been on tour like a year and a half, about 17 countries. But we're about to go back out with the new album. It's All Right One. So that'll be January 2014.
Already, man.
Yep. 2014, we're going to take them back to 91 because it's Bizarre Ride 1. We're going 91 on them.
And I know they're going to appreciate that, man. That's what's up. What up, Montage?
Man, a little bit of the same thing that you guys have been catching from me lately. This OGX series, man, like I've been having fun with that. The last one did very well. Actually was put out through Foundation Media. Shout out to them. And then 1062 OGX, which was before that. I'm pretty much due like every 2 years. Like I'm not trying to keep up. I'm more concerned about legendary music. I'm more concerned about like when you do play it, are you impressed? We talked about these things when I was here last time, which you guys wasn't here, but last time I was here, I was talking about like, you know, back in the day, if you said, yo, I'm whoop-de-wham or whatever, and I didn't know who you was, that really did back in the day mean that you were whack. Like you really were whack back then if nobody heard of you. It's not like that now. So the only way you can be judged as being whack is if your music is actually whack when it's found. Your music is like a business card in the internet age. It represents you just like a website, everything else. If you can constantly make motherfuckers feel stupid for not knowing who you were before the moment of hearing your record, you're a winner, dog. Like you're not it's not judged by how many views you got and shit like that. It's really judged by like, let me leave this fucking $100 bill on the ground and watch the reaction of somebody finding it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make that $100 music, meaning like nobody's mad. Even a rich motherfucker would be happy to find $100 on the ground. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be like, God damn, I remember, nigga, the day, I don't know if anybody in here has ever found $100, but I found $100, and I remember the glorious feeling of finding that shit, dog. It was insane. I like bought a sack. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, your whole day changed and shit. I was like, oh shit, nigga, I'm about to blow. I don't even think I went to work or some shit. But all I'm saying is your music has to do that for you. That's real serious. So I'm going to keep doing that. Y'all can check my shit right now, www.montage1.com. Spell out the one. You can go to iTunes. You can Google a motherfucker, like whatever you want to do, man. You're going to find nothing but music that's just based on this dude is building a solid legacy, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Look, man, thank God I don't have to Google you. Because I ain't Googling my homeboy, nigga. I already know what time it is.
He already know,
hey, man, I'm going to tell you like this, though, man. Straight up, you got a point, dude. That's why I'm never worried. I tell anybody, look, who's worth their weight in salt. Either you're dope or you're not.
Exactly.
Dr. Dre's never going to be whack. J Swift is never going to be whack. Montage is never going to be whack. Because we apply the principles that we're into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been in the game for about 20 years, nigga. But that's because you have something to offer. I mean, we just met. I mean, I'm saying, like, but I'm just saying, that's what it takes. You gotta have the goods. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's out there. I'll never worry about the competition. It doesn't matter.
You don't have
Nobody
to.
does it like me. So if you go into J Swift, you're gonna get J Swift, and it's unique and it's me. And I'm not
Exactly.
gonna
The radio's
change it
always
for
going
nobody.
to play the whack shit, but now we have a new forum to find good music with the internet.
Right.
At first, I was
Yeah.
mad. I was like, man, all this download bullshit. We can't
gotta
sell
embrace
records no
that
more.
shit.
But it's actually, you're right.
You gotta embrace that shit. And it's funny because I'm gonna keep it honest with you, my dude. Like, I really feel like I was one of the mental pioneers of embracing that shit back when motherfuckers was popping their lids. But I saw the fact that, like, what you gonna pop your lid for on this? Like, this is some shit that's way out of your control. Like, you know, and the only way you gonna fight that is to stay in your closet with your music. So you are either gonna do that or you gonna let motherfuckers download you. At the end of the day, I ain't never, and I'm gonna ask y'all too, have you ever sat up and downloaded some shit you didn't want? You don't do that. It's an oxymoron. You download shit you want. So it's a form of flattery, and you just gotta roll with it. So if it's a gang of motherfuckers out there I tell you, go for it, dog. Download my whole shit. If you one of them honest motherfuckers, you want to pay your dues after you hear what I've done, because you got it for free, I tell you like this. You can download my whole album. Go to iTunes and buy one song, though. because your one song that you buy is some kind of technical vote to these technical motherfuckers, these iTunes people and all of these Amazon motherfuckers and all of them that I'm dealing with, you know what I'm saying, on the other end. They just need to recognize that I'm viable, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only technical way to recognize that is if you buy at least one song. You ain't gotta buy the whole album. Buy one song, because it's like a vote, my nigga. If you like my shit, let it be known to these corporate motherfuckers so I can do more that way. Other than that, I can leak shit to you all day long. It's all good between us, but if you want to see me do more, you gotta like show that vote to enter to iTunes and shit like that. So next time I put out a record, you know, just like 10.6.2 to 10.6.3, I went from putting it out on iTunes to next album was featured on the front cover in the new and noteworthy section on iTunes for like 2 weeks in Japan, Canada, US, UK. You know what I'm saying? So it's because they got an idea and iTunes told me. They was like, yeah, man, we noticed like there's people checking for this, and this. So yeah, man, go buy one song, man, if you really feeling me, dude. 99 cents to $1.29.
That's right.
Hell yeah. What about you,
Praise
son?
the Lord and pass the prescription. Praise the Lord and pass the prescription. That's my single with Mellow Man Ace and AC Alone.
Shouts out to Mello too. I know he was watching.
Yeah. That's
What's up,
my
Mello?
nigga. He's on my shit.
What
man.
up, Mello? If you
And he
is
ripped
watching.
that shit. I don't care what nobody's saying. That he's in top form. He's rapping harder than ever, man. And I'm not lying, dude. My name is on the line.
Man,
It took me a while to build up J Swift to where it's at. I'm not finna fuck it off on some bullshit.
as he should, man, because I'm telling you, dude, it baffles me. I know why the 80s rappers aren't like my thing is, I feel like because rap is not physical, it's not like basketball. They call it Kobe old and shit. You know, football, basketball, all of that 35, 36, 38, you pretty much done. I'm feeling like, okay, words out of your mouth. How old you gonna get to where you can't just keep that going? Fuck the visuals, fuck the this nigga sexy with the abs, all that shit. Let's just talk about lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Like, I personally feel like you should be able to be better than you was yesterday and just keep going as long as you stay into it. Now, I understand why the 80s rappers didn't, because they got so fucked, it would turn into a sour pill. So then the 80s rappers was kind of like, you know, I ain't fucking with this. We've been fucked up. We don't own none of our shit. Then a lot of the 90s rappers made a lot of money. That was the best thriving part of it. But a lot of them is sour now because the money done dried up. So they don't have the same thing in behind it. So they don't
because
really,
it's motivated by money.
No, but it really isn't technically for a lot of them 90s
it
rappers.
became that way.
Hold on. Let me finish. I'm gonna break it down, dog. They really they bitter, you know. So it's a lot of generations that was so bitter to rap, it affects how they feel about doing it. Luckily, I've managed
product up.
Right. Luckily, I've managed to myself personally not allow any bitterness to fall in. I don't ever look at rap and be like, man, I should have did this, I should have did that. So I think that allows me to be better than what I am. So I personally will smoke one of these 16, 17, 18-year-old niggas out here rapping. And I'm way older than you, dude. I'll wrap circles around your ass because it's still in the heart. Everything's still pure, but it's not like that for a lot of people. That's why you don't see a lot of, like, that's why Rakim ain't really hitting it how he really want to, because he's still kind of stuck in that this shit ain't doing it how it was supposed to kind of mind frame.
Let me tell you something, man. That comes. A lot of rappers are as good as their producer. When I get to Rakim, and I met him already. So Rakim, when we reconnect, nigga, I got you. Dre did his thing, okay, that was cool. It's my turn. You know what I mean? Because if he doesn't have a producer to direct his angle, then you're just gonna be consumed by the world. The world is pretty fucked up right now.
Dre tried to direct that dude. So for whatever reason, he wasn't fucking with it. Some say it's because he didn't want to fly and shit, blah, blah. Whatever the reason is, that never happened. All I'm saying is there's a little level of the change is so changed up. I can understand why a lot of people in his realm are not the best they can be right now, because they look at it differently. only those who've managed to kind of stay away from that feeling is getting better at it. Now I feel like somehow, even though I'm older, I'm part of this newer generation of older rappers who I think we're going to be the dominant ones that will really be fucking dope as fuck, because the internet kind of saved us to the point where it was like, okay, now I ain't even got to beg motherfuckers for a record deal. I can just push shit out. Like, I'm comfortable with that, dog. You know what I'm saying? So that means I can keep my skills up just based on that $100 fine. You remember? Got to make sure it's $100 out there. So I obviously got to be just as good as these young dudes, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that can go on for a minute as long as I'm doing it on record.
You know what? I have to agree with you, because when I was over at Rock the Bells, and I was, taking photos and so forth, one of the best performances to me overall that weekend, both weekends, mind you, was Dougie and Slick Rick, man.
Yeah.
It was
They did the Sunset
amazing
Festival.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I was just like, damn, they just murdered every motherfucker on this fucking bill, in my opinion. Like, just the thing is they were, as they were performing, like, you just got into it, and I just felt like, oh, you just get in it, and you can feel what they were feeling, and they were having fun, and they were interacting and stuff. It was just a great overall performance, and they murdered it. It was just awesome, man. Like, I was like, damn, these guys are like, some older vets, man, and they still got it, and they're still doing it. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. And that's why I agree with you. Regardless of like your age or anything, it's not even about that. It's just
these cats nowadays, they rap real good, but they don't have a background like we have, rocking live shows, knowing how to project your voice.
Right.
The best guy I ever seen live on stage was Scott LaRock. I mean, KRS-One.
Chris.
I mean, that guy.
Yeah.
He
He's
get up there with
still
just
killing
a
it, man.
microphone and and some music, and he knew how to project his voice. These cats nowadays, I had one in the studio. I won't say no names. He was a young cat, dope, and got in the booth and ripped the verse, and it was tight as fuck. The shit was dope, but we were kind of freestyling a little bit in the studio, and he didn't have that projection and that, you kind of
Right, he had it
prepared. Speak
prepared.
up! I can't even hear you.
He had it
Right.
prepared, like, but when it came to you got to be ready on all fronts. You can't just write rhymes and not freestyle, or freestyle and not write rhymes. That's bullshit. You're an athlete. That means you got to have it all intact.
And
I
nowadays,
know I
you gotta
can call
do it all.
this dude out at any time. I don't have to call him out. If there's a dope beat, we just do that. Last times I kicked it with him, that's what we do. We'll chop it up. We'll listen to new shit he got, I got. Then next thing you know, it'll be, oh, I got this new beat. Without speaking, rhymes start going. So if you, I don't disagree with you. I've been around that. A lot of dudes have written rhymes and they're ready to kill somebody, and then like, look what happened to fucking what's that guy with that looks like Ray Charles. He got devastated on that freestyle. Damn, what's that dude's name?
Looks like Ray Charles.
Oh,
Damn, that
Cannabis?
threw me
Cannabis.
the fuck off.
He look like Ray Charles.
He Cannabis.
Ray Charles.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
you guys saw that. Everybody saw that.
I was
freestyle.
at that battle.
Dude, you know what I'm talking about. What was that white kid that kicked his ass?
Disaster. That
Eric-
shouldn't have happened.
Who's
That
Eric
was a
Baker?
No,
freak
he shouldn't have been
continuum
talking
in
about
time,
give me
dog.
my rhyme
Oh,
pad.
wow.
No.
That was bad.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That shouldn't
You don't
have
tell
happened.
us, hey man, go
That
get my
shouldn't
rhyme
have
pad.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you about that shit
want
right
some
there.
lyrics.
Yo, let me tell you about that
I mean,
shit
it
right
was
there.
sad,
let me
man.
let me speak on that, dude.
And he didn't have to do that.
Let me
He
speak
could've
on that.
just
Let me
stopped
speak
right
on that. Let
there.
me speak on that. There was false hope in that moment, dude, because it unfortunately has a lot of you kids out there thinking that you're gonna have that golden moment. I wish the fuck you would run up on me with some rhymes, dude, and think like another motherfucker from that era is gonna slip like that. That was like a freak moment in time, dude, don't it? He ain't gonna do that shit again. So don't think, a lot of spirits got lifted on these little, battle comedy rappers, and I love y'all, man. You guys entertain me when I'm bored, you know what I'm saying? I watch YouTube, but I'm just saying, dude, your hopes was kind of up from that, dog. Like, that'll never happen again, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Because that
never.
was a trip.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, dude, I got Cannabis fucking albums and shit, and I was just like, what the
Dude,
he's known to be a bad. That's his whole thing.
Yeah,
That's
and
his
I
whole
was just like,
kind of
whoa.
niche.
That's what
I-
he came in
Where
as.
did
Yeah.
this come from?
I take it I took that personally because I was one of, like, he was from my era, so it was just like, you know, it's like when I remember telling the homies the licks, like I remember when I first met him telling them like, y'all can go around the world and represent me, dude. I'm comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was a representative of my era, and he totally slipped that up, dude. And I don't know what he was on. Like it was like my heart went out to him moment. You know what I'm saying? It was that serious, dude. Like
Super
damn.
Nat's face was just like,
Dude, the best thing about watching all those battle footage things on YouTube is not looking at the battle, but look at the people in the background.
I
dude.
always look at that.
You'll see the most jaw-dropping looks, dude.
Yeah.
Like me, Planet Asia, Evidence, Alchemist, Tri-State, Razcast. Dude, we were sitting there like we were like looking at each other like it was like we couldn't believe that was actually happening, dude. Like for real, dude.
It was watching like that time maybe when people saw Muhammad Ali fucking fall down and shit. They're just like, did that just fucking happen
it
right
was
there?
yeah, like Mike Tyson falling off
Right?
or something. Like it was weird, dog. We didn't know how to kind of take that in, but I mean, like I said, dude, like that was a freak moment in time. All you young cats, like you really, dude, that's like getting in the ring with like a dude who's mastered like every belt in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like you could fuck around and get really hurt, dude. Like, and he just lucked up, like, and made it out the cage. You know what I'm saying? So don't, that shit should have had a advisory at the bottom. Like, don't try this shit at home, dude. You might get your whole career wasted.
Hey, man, I want to thank you guys for coming through, man. The forum show on the B side, man. Any final things you guys want to run through? Yeah. What you working on too? We didn't get to that.
Yeah.
I'm always doing a little something. I got tomorrow the Also Vicious album gets released, hard copies next week on iTunes. I worked on that album. Me and Also Vicious got the G Fellas coming out in a couple months. And I just spoke to Nino Brown talking about bringing back the original G Fellas. So we're thinking about doing that. Angel Sandoval, your homie, he's shooting a video,
right.
the one video for me. We got some of the live footage done, and in the next couple weeks we'll be shooting the rest of that video. I just want to give a couple shout outs. One to my son, he's sick at home, my little boy Nick Lyric, and my lady watching. And happy birthday to Tony G, all my homies from Hellified Records.
Happy birthday, Tony G.
Yeah,
from
Big Tone.
Swift.
And who else? Hennessy Lounge, and my son Andrew watching. He's doing shit too, and that's about it.
Hey, man, what
There you
up,
go.
Andrew? And happy birthday! Shout out to Tony G, man. I think I Instagrammed him or some shit, but yeah, I didn't know it was yesterday, right?
I think his birthday was a few days ago.
They were celebrating yesterday.
but they're celebrating over at the studio.
Oh,
okay.
Monday.
Oh, okay, man.
Exhibit's celebrating his birthday today too.
Yeah, Alvin Joyner, man.
Yeah.
Getting older and a little bigger, man.
Yeah.
Better watch that weight, boy. Like,
yeah.
we all gained a few pounds, but man, you on TV, my nigga. Like, that means you gonna be like, if your 20 pounds is 50, my nigga. Like, be careful.
Hey, man, happy birthday.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you guys for coming through, man. B-Side Show. This is our forum show.
Yep.
This will, whoever missed it too, will have it on podcast probably by tomorrow morning. Or
Yeah,
something
man.
like
Follow
that.
me on Instagram, man. Montage1. Just, put Montage1 to anything social, man. Spell out the
Yo.
one, and you'll find me, dude.
Hey, yo, and I am Shay Swift on Twitter. Be looking out for Negro Knievel. That'll be this winter. And we going to Miami. Bizarre Ride. Anybody who's watching this in Miami, we're going October 5th. Bizarre Ride Live. And we going to Seattle. What is it? Salt Lake, Utah on the 17th. And Colorado on the 19th. Peace.
Utah, that's the hip hop playpen.
Really?
People that been to Utah on some rap shit know what I'm talking
Really?
about.
And you
Utah
can have
and Denver.
more than one wife over there.
They got
too.
hip hop cowboys, huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a playpen, homie. Like,
The hip hop, the b-boys got spurs on they high tops, huh?
I don't know. I just know the females ain't got no spurs on.
She can
I
have.
ain't got shit on.
I'm married, man, so it really don't matter. She
Hey,
can have
hey,
Spurs
your,
on if she
your
wants
social
to.
networks too, where they can
Yeah,
get
I'm on Instagram, Twitter at ALT the Saint.
That's right, man. Thank you guys for coming through, man. It's
Yeah,
the
appreciate
All right,
B-Side
that,
God
Show.
bless y'all. Keep
Once
hip
a
hop
month
alive.
forum. This hip hop right here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Peace.